How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Talking Wolves and welcome back to another match preview. Today we're going to be previewing Wolves' first home game at Molineux behind closed doors up against AFC Bournemouth. My name is Dave. Hope you guys are doing really well. Hope you've had a good couple of days since the win against West Ham United. But be sure to hit the like button down below and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Yet again, another game. They're going to be coming thick and fast over the next few weeks or so. And this is one of the next two games against two teams in the relegation zone. Of course, playing Aston Villa on Saturday lunchtime, but on Wednesday evening facing off against AFC Bournemouth, who have had a bit of a poor season, to be honest. But we'll talk about them a little bit more, and we'll be getting the away perspective shortly as well. But what a game and what a start to a restart it was for Wolves on Saturday. Up against West Ham United, a 2-0 win. And I think Nuno sort of started a team that not a lot of us expected. I think probably a lot of us really expected to see Adama start and just get that pace from the off. But he almost sort of did the opposite, but I think that his game plan worked to absolute perfection. You could see how happy Nuno was at the end of the game, especially with Adama. Those two were sharing some sort of embrace. But first half, Wolves used the first sort of 45 minutes just to suss out West Ham United. And second half, I think he put those substitutes in Pedro Neto and Adama Traoré, both of those to perfection. And that's what arguably won us the game. So a fantastic 3 points, and our opponents on Wednesday, Bournemouth, in a very similar situation to West Ham United. They're level on points with West Ham right now on 27 points apiece, but Bournemouth on goal difference in the relegation zone at the moment. And sort of Bournemouth, you know, over the last couple of years, just done enough, haven't they, to get by in the Premier League. But this year, it's just not quite clicking for the Cherries. And Eddie Howe is finding himself in a little bit of trouble right now, and it's going to be really interesting to see how they can react to this come to, you know, the last sort of 8 games of the season. We cast our minds back to the away game we had against Bournemouth, and that in that win, the 2 goals there, I really enjoy for different reasons, really. You remember João Moutinho's free kick from quite that tight angle. He just whips it in and hits the back of the net, top corner of the far post. And the second goal that Raul Jimenez scored, a quick free kick by Moutinho to Adama, who just puts it on a plate for Jimenez. I think we all enjoyed those goals for different reasons, really. And it was a really good point, 3 points for us. And you sort of look now, both teams on the opposite ends of the table. Wolves chasing possible Champions League football, which is just crazy to say still. And we're level on points at the moment with 5th place Manchester United, both on 46 points. And of course, Chelsea sat in 4th at the moment on 51 points. And with results going our way, Sheffield United dropping points by drawing and losing in their last 2 games. Tottenham dropping points to United as well. Arsenal's now slipping down to 10th. You know, we've got an opportunity now in our next 2 games against Bournemouth and Aston Villa to sort of try and mount some sort of gap between us and the teams below us in the table. And looking at the match stats, they just don't bode well for Bournemouth whatsoever. Wolves are unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League meetings against Bournemouth. And then you look at the Bournemouth stats. Bournemouth have lost an unrivaled 24 Premier League away games since the start of last season. Lost their last 6. Their tally of 7 points from a possible 30 in 2020 is the lowest in the division. And the Cherries have equalled the club's Premier League record of 13 consecutive fixtures without a clean sheet. So they're conceding lots of goals. And if Wolves can just stand firm and wait for their opportunities, it's a huge chance for another 3 points in this game. So we're going to go across now for the away perspective. This is the thoughts of Bournemouth fans before this game.
From a Bournemouth perspective, we're absolutely dreading what may happen at Molineux on Wednesday night. Our performance against Crystal Palace on Saturday, live in front of the nation, was so abject and poor. For a set of supporters that's been looking forward to football for 3 months, with the importance of what that game was, to have the performance we were given by the players was just not good whatsoever. We look at Wolves as a team that came up to the Premier League after us with total jealousy. I know we have our rivalries online on Twitter, etc., but my goodness me, what you've done is incredible. And Nuno's got together a group of players that has been amazing given the amount of football that you've played. I mean, with Europa as well, you've played so many matches this season, yet have been relentlessly good. And you've got a number of players like Neves, Traoré, Jimenez. I mean, I could go on. It's almost like a who's who of players that we'd love to have. we need to make changes from a Bournemouth perspective. There were a number of people that didn't perform at the weekend, and I would be going with a 4-5-1. We need to have three in the middle. We need to pack out that midfield. The way you play, I think going into it with a 4-4-2 would be naive. So we need to have someone sitting back, and that person would probably be Lerma. We've got a number of positions where there are basically problems. Either defensive flank with Adam Smith, who, he's right-footed, right-sided, plays on the left and can do, and did that at the weekend and was poor. So left-backs are an issue for us. So you're thinking Diego Rico or Lloyd Kelly might fit in there, but Lloyd Kelly hasn't been tried in the Premier League yet, so goodness knows what to expect there. And then the right side, you got Jack Stacey, who's done well in the Premier League, but not that many appearances, so he might go for the experience of Smith. In the middle, we'll need to have three in the middle, and without Fraser, we've got David Brooks on one side, and then perhaps either Josh King if he's declared fit, or Arnaud Danjuma, who showed signs against Palace of putting in a good performance. Up front, Callum Wilson, been fairly toothless of late, but I think, with good service, he can thrive. Not expecting much from the performance, hoping that we can pull something out of the bag. I'd be delighted with a 1-1, but we'll see how we go. Even if we lose, an improved performance would be massive for us. So if that happens, then would be absolutely delighted. Given that there are some winnable games amongst some absolute horror fixtures, including Man City, Spurs, and Man United as well. It needs to happen quickly. If Eddie Howe is this manager who can pull things out of the bag, he's done it over the years. He needs to do it again on the biggest platform and on the biggest stage there is. If he does, then absolutely brilliant. But it's not looking good. My prediction, glass half full, 1-1. My head, 2-0 Wolves. Not great.
And a big thanks to Back of the Net podcast. They're a Bournemouth podcast. If you are interested in seeing more of their stuff, I'll leave their social links in the description down below, and it means a lot for them to send that in. But let's go with the lineup predictions, guys. It's strange because whenever Wolves, we played well. It's quite hard, isn't it? Because we played really well. Does Nuno stick with the same lineup that started the game against West Ham, or does he bring Adama Traore in? I personally think he's going to start the same lineup. I think he's going to start Dendoncker in there again, and Jota and Jimenez as a front two. I think those two really did combine quite well at times, and it was just almost the lack of game time. It just ended in a sloppy pass, didn't it? I think it was twice where Jimenez in the second half and Jota in the first half just didn't quite get that final pass right. But against teams like Bournemouth, some of our passing moves in that game were fantastic, and it's just got to get that one final ball to click, and we could really score some goals against them. So I think personally my starting lineup is going to be Patricio in goal, same back three of Bolly, Cody and Sace, which is fantastic. Johnny and Doc, who both were fantastic as well against West Ham United. Your midfield three, Matinho, Neves and Dendoncker. And then your front two of Jota and Raul Jimenez. Raul Jimenez, who has scored on all three occasions he's faced off against Bournemouth. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Really, really looking forward to this one, of course. Who knows what Wolves are going to start like. But at the moment, we've got some serious firepower to really... It wouldn't surprise me who Nuno went with. He could even start with Neto for the next game. I don't know, because everybody at the moment is working their socks off. We've had this sort of break now where we've been able to recharge the batteries, and Wolves could potentially be, in a few weeks' time, a team qualified for the Champions League, which sounds ridiculous but amazing at the same time. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We'll have all the reaction, the fans' thoughts, which you guys seem to enjoy, and obviously my thoughts as well after the game tomorrow. Enjoy the game, enjoy your day, and I'll see you all very, very soon.